Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Real Geek. This time we're reviewing Spider-Man for the PS4. I want to keep this video quick and short for you guys. The game was released on September 7th, 2018. Developed by Insomniac Games and published by Sony Interactive. This is the first licensed game by Insomniac. Insomniac known for games like Spyro the Dragon and Ratchet & Clank and Resistance. But for the first time in 22 years, this is going to be the first time Insomniac's gone out and actually made a major big game from a major big studio. As in many other Spider-Mans, this will not be canon with the comic books or the TV series or the show or the movies. This one's in its own little Spider-Man universe. People have been buzzing about this game since it was first released as a trailer in 2016's E3. Many gamers in the beginning, when they saw the trailer, were saying that it was echoing that of Batman Arkham series, stemming most notably from the battle mechanics in the game. The battle system is very reminiscent of Arkham series, you know, the fluid of the punching and the kicking and the active combat and the dodging, which is very fluid when you're beating up baddies in the streets and the baddies in the building. And when the game was released, there was a flood of positive reviews for this game. Many gamers praising its story, gameplay, combat, and characters. Like any other game when you're playing it, it had kind of a steep learning curve in the beginning, which tutorials in the beginning will help you out. But once you progress through the game, it gets easier and easier and it just comes second nature when you're playing. There are many collectibles in the game, most notably that the suits that you collect throughout the whole game. The more Easter eggs you do, the more challenges you do, the more tokens you get, which you can purchase to buy new suits. And all in all, I think there's over 27 suits in the game that you can use, ranging from the classic Spider-Man suit to the Homecoming suit, even the Tony Stark design Iron Spider that was in Infinity War. And there are backpacks spread throughout the whole New York City that have little trinkets inside that honoring back to the old Spider-Man comics, to Spider-Man games, and even Spider-Man movies. Even though they're not canon, but they kind of sprinkle it in there, like, you know. Now, web slinging in this game is probably the best part of this game. Going from point A to point B in Manhattan is easily probably the most fun thing you can do in Spider-Man. The fluid mechanics of swinging from building to building and zip lining and just pushing off buildings, it's very fun. For the most time, you just catch yourself just swinging around and just messing around as Spider-Man, just going to building and exploring. Now, speaking of exploring, the open sandbox of this game is just huge. It is, and very detailed. You can find things like Avengers Tower that's peeking over Manhattan building, which is probably one of the tallest buildings in the game. You can even find Dr. Strange's headquarters, or you can find the Wakanda building that's in there as well. They also have photo mode in the game, which you can put Spider in different poses, different actions throughout the whole game, which you can come up with very dramatic and very effective poses for Spider-Man if you do it just right. Just let your creative mind just flow and you can actually get some really good shots. They also have Selfie Mode, where Spider can take a selfie in front of almost anything. They have fast travel in the game, but most of the time you're going to be doing a lot of web slinging rather than fast travel. But then sometimes fast travel does come in handy when you're trying to get to point A to point B, which is basically the other side of the map. Now, as far as the missions go, there are a lot of missions, and there's a lot of side missions too. If you're trying to 100% the game, it can easily take you up to 30 to maybe even 50 hours to complete. There are some points in the game where you run into puzzles, which I think is probably one of the bad things about the game, but not completely. The puzzles kind of slow down the momentum when you're playing Spider-Man. Even though they're kind of simple to figure out, they kind of just ruin the momentum of the Spider-Man game. Also, too, you get to control as Mary Jane in some side missions and also as Miles Morales. And those two, they're kind of intriguing as well, being, you know, it's good to take a break from Spider-Man, but at the same time, you kind of want to play Spider-Man all the time, and it just is kind of boring. And the boss fights in the game could have been better thought out. When you fight certain bosses, they get kind of repetitive or they just get very boring. Especially when you find a pattern from the boss, it's kind of, you find its weakness and you just go for that. But at the same time, it just leaves a very, all in all, Spider-Man is a very good game. You can be playing this game for months, even years to come. The ending in the game leaves it open for maybe a sequel and possibly a trilogy of Spider-Man games. This could easily be the next Batman Arkham game, which still holds up to this day for replay value and just the graphics alone. It's still a good game, and I can see Spider-Man being another Arkham series. With great villains and great stories and great characterizations, I can see it being a really good game. Spider-Man for the PS4, I'm going to give it 4.5 webs out of 5. And that's my review for Spider-Man for the PS4. If you guys play Spider-Man for the PS4, let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments below. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.